Hello, welcome to the 4th episode of EmanCast. I'm your host, EmanSMM2. Joining me today is ZumeSMM2, a well-known Mario Maker creator and level player.
Hey, you.
So, on this episode of the podcast, we're going to be talking about some more Mario Maker 2 subjects. And, so Zumi, how are you doing today?
Good. I'm a little bit tired, but I'm doing good.
That's good. I'm doing pretty good myself as well. So, the first question I would like to ask you is, this is what is typical for the podcast, especially for these past episodes. What are your thoughts about Super Mario Maker 2 as a game? Like, as a game that you can just play, like, along with your some other Switch games that you have. What are your thoughts about the game as a whole?
I think the game is, pretty fun in general. It's maybe more chaotic than Mario Maker 1, but it's basically very fun. And the way that they added the updates throughout the years, and they added a bunch of more stuff since Mario Maker 1, and it's pretty fun.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like the updates, you know how Nintendo's been nowadays with these free updates for games, like Switch Sports, Mario Strikers Battle League. Like, the difference between, I feel like there's another common thing, like, there's a difference between what Mario Maker 2's updates had and what these other Switch games have, because Mario Maker 2 was an actually finished game, and Mario Strikers Battle League and Switch Sports had weren't unfinished. But honestly, that was I got completely off track. Wow. But so I agree I'm with you. The updates were really good. But yeah. So the second question I had for you was we just talked about the casual side, but what about the more, I guess, competitive side of Mario Maker 2, like all the communities? Like, what are your thoughts about the communities in the game, whether that be the Versus community, the Kaizo community, the Precision community, all that? What are your thoughts on that, in your opinion? And it could be about any community that you could think of.
A couple more things about the Versus community is, I think the Versus community is very toxic about each other, and it's always Twitter. There's constant dramas or something. There's a ton of cheaters and boosters. But on the Kaizo side is way less toxic and more fun, because you get to grind levels which they are pretty hard, and you get to learn things about the games, like different techniques and such.
Yeah, I agree. And as you play Kaizo levels a lot too yourself, right? Yeah. And would you say that the Team Shell and Team Precision teams are also good when it comes to making levels in that?
Yeah, because on Team Shell and on Team Precision, there's some rules, some very specific rules about level making, and I think they're great.
Yeah, I that's what I've heard. But yeah. So the third question I had for you was when you are playing Mario Maker 2, what is the easiest and hardest part about the game? It can be literally anything, whether you're just wanting to just have a chill time in Mario Maker. What would be that go-to type deal? And hardest thing, it's hard, and some part of it can be kind of dreadful. So what would that be for you?
So the easiest part of Mario Maker 2 is basically the story mode. Okay, so it's sick that they added the story mode to the game, but in my opinion, it's way too easy. And the hardest thing on Mario Maker 2 is finding ideas for your levels just to make, because I'm legit struggling to find levels. And on CoreSpot, I'm making a new level, and I scrapped it and make a new level, and then scrapped it. And when I find the perfect level, I continue building it until I upload it.
Yeah. So I'll talk about that for a moment. The story mode was, I agree with you. The story mode was definitely a nice change in pace for Mario Maker. It was honestly unexpected, especially with Mario Maker 2 being like a maker game. I never would have expected it to get a story mode, to be honest. And the story mode is actually pretty charming. It has like, the level design is pretty good. And of course you have the unique clear conditions that aren't in, like, that you can't use. But yeah, the story mode is a nice addition, but I agree with you. The difficulty is a bit on the easy side, but yeah, it's pretty charming. And as for the, like, yeah, finding ideas for levels is tough, and and yeah, you mentioned finding ideas for levels was hard, especially when you're scrolling through Course By.
Yeah, and also another thing for story mode is the fact that it's a new game mode, and it's pretty nice because on Mario Maker 1, we only got the endless challenges, but since they added like the endless challenges and the story mode, I think it's a pretty nice touch, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's true. It is because 100 Mario Challenge was certainly like a nice, like, I guess, way to get the player into like difficulty. And I guess the story mode was like, okay, now you're playing a typical Mario game. And yeah, as someone who does have, like, in terms of like writer's block when it comes to making Mario Maker levels, I agree. Finding ideas for levels can be tough, and you want to make sure they're not like repetitive, or they're not like they're different from one another. If you're kind of getting what I'm saying.
Especially if you don't make like little teamy levels, just like enemies spam naked pipes and such.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So the next question that I had for you was, in terms of like, so okay, you guys may know this, Zumi, what medals, could you remind me real quick, what medals do you have in Mario Maker 2 last time you checked?
So I only have the Endless Expert bronze medal and the Super Expert bronze medal.
Yeah, didn't you have the Maker Points weekly gold? Did you have the gold ribbon for the Maker Points weekly at one point?
She did, and it was like early 2020 when I started the game. And I also got the all-time bronze medal since I got 13,000 Maker Points. Damn. But I basically lost it because I uploaded new levels.
So you upload new levels and Nintendo's like, okay, time for you to get off the leaderboard now.
So I'm gonna say something very true. And the medal system in the game is extremely jank, because you gain likes, you gain points from someone that just liked your levels, and the weirdest thing is you lose Maker Points when you upload a level, and when you delete a level, you regain the points.
Yeah, and it's really odd because like, the reason they do that is because, of the like and boo system. If a level is booed, then like the Maker Points will go down. So let's say like the level has like, I don't know, like 100 plays, and it would have like 5 likes. And like, not saying that that's the case, that's almost never the case, but the other 95 are boos. So once you delete that, your Maker Points will go back up, but your likes will definitely go down from the 5 people that liked it, that were really in a good mood that day. But yeah, I 100% agree. It's definitely like weird, because at that point it's just like, what's the point? And honestly, because Mario Maker 1 just had like the stars and the likes in that. But yeah, I can definitely see what you mean.
Yeah.
All right, and my fault, sorry. So the final question that I had for you, if there was any tips that you could give for like new Mario Maker level creators, what would that be, and like how could you like what tips should you what should be important while making a Mario Maker 2 level?
So to make a good level is to put secrets for the player to find, just like invincible 1-ups or 10 coins, and don't put so many enemies because, well, first it's unfair, and second it's unplayable. Just place enemies on the correct spot, just like not so far away. So, for example, you have a row of blocks, of brick blocks. You can put an enemy on the top of the blocks or on the floor. So yeah, and you can put also like mushrooms or 5 floors or Yoshi inside the blocks, so that the player will check every block and he will get like a special prize for finding the specific like item. And third is to use slopes as like some kind of boost in the level, because, well, slopes, since they added slopes in Mario Maker 2, it was like omega helpful for level designing.
Yeah.
And yeah, and put a lot of decorations on your levels. Don't make the level bland. Don't make the level boring. Just add some coins, some vines, some like semi-solids, and also never add naked pipes. Always put blocks behind the pipe or under the pipe.
Yeah. Honestly, pretty much all of what you said is extremely important. I think it was a while back, I can't remember, the decorations, I made sure, I think I noted that at one point, like in another episode, but decorations are super crucial when it comes to like making it. It helps make the level stand out in that, and yeah, I 100% agree. And the enemy spams, there should be like, indicators also help with coins and that. And yeah, honestly, what you all said was very important. But yeah, so yeah, those were all the questions that I had for you, Zumi. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode of EmanCast. Yeah, and if you guys haven't already, please check out Zumi's YouTube channel and his Twitter. Those will be in the link in the description. Please check them out. You won't regret it. So yeah, thank you for watching this episode of EmanCast, and I will see you all on November 5th, 2022 for the 5th episode of EmanCast. Take care, everyone.